Good morning again, everybody. This is Mr. Sheets from Shoals again. Just wanted to read a couple books to you. Today, like y'all probably notice, I go to different people's classrooms, and today I'm in Miss Martin's room. Miss Martin is a kindergarten teacher here at Shoals, and a little interesting fact about Miss Martin: she was my kindergarten teacher about almost 40 years ago. So Miss Martin's real special to me because when I was in kindergarten, I kind of had a hard time, I guess, transitioning from home to school. So, like some kids do, they have a hard time, and I was one of those kids. But Miss Martin, she was really good to me, and she got me to where I really didn't mind coming to school. So it's nice to all these years later to work at the same place Miss Martin does. But like most of you know, Miss Martin, she's been out with a broke foot, and I hope she's getting better. And maybe when things get back to normal, she can be able to be back with us. And I know I miss her. She's a nice lady. She's a hoot to be around. So, so with permission from Scholastic, I'm gonna read a couple books today. The first one is Flat Stanley and the Very Big Cookie. Stanley Lambchop lived with his mother and father and his little brother Arthur. Stanley was 4 feet tall, about a foot wide, and half an inch thick. He had been flattened ever since a bulletin board fell on him. People in Stanley's town liked having a flat boy around, especially since Stanley was always willing to lend a hand, or even a whole arm. He helped the librarian reach books that slipped under the stacks. He helped the dentist smooth out the new wallpaper in his office. And when the baker was busy, Stanley helped him frost cakes 2 at a time. But one day Stanley and Arthur went to Pete's Sweets and found that the baker wasn't busy at all. "What's wrong?" asked Stanley. "It's the baker in the next town," said Pete. "He's taken away all my business." "But how?" Stanley asked. "What does he have that you don't?" "2 words," Pete said. "Cake pops." "Oh, cake pops. Yummy," said Arthur. Stanley elbowed his brother. "What?" Arthur said. "They are." "It's true," said Pete glumly. "They are yummy. So why don't you bake them too?" suggested Stanley. "I never copy another baker," said Pete. "I'm the one with the big ideas. The tart trend? I started that. The cupcake craze? Me again." Then Pete held up a flyer. "This is my chance to get back my customers," said Pete. "I have to think of the next big idea by Saturday." He threw his hands in the air. A cloud of flour went up. "If I don't, my bakery is doomed." That night, Stanley and Arthur tried to think of an idea for Pete. Mini muffins, bite-sized brownies, everything had been done before. "How about a nice coconut macaroon?" suggested Mrs. Lambchop. The boys didn't know what a macaroon was, but it didn't sound like anything that could beat a cake pop. The next day was Friday. Stanley and Arthur stopped by the bakery after school. It was a mess. There was frosting everywhere. One whole table was covered with cookie dough. Candy balls rolled around on the floor. "Mr. Pete," called Stanley. "What's going on?" "Whoa!" Stanley slipped on a candy ball. His flat arms made a windmill as he tried not to fall. Pete came out of the kitchen just in time to see Stanley land smack, face first, in the cookie dough. Arthur peeled his brother off the dough. There was a Stanley-shaped dent in it. "I'm so sorry, Pete," said Stanley. But Pete was staring at the dent with a strange smile on his face. "The next big idea," he said. "It's big." Pete started racing around the bakery. The boys didn't know exactly what his plan was, but they pitched in. Stanley and Arthur helped mix a giant batch of cookie dough. They rolled it out on the table. Then Pete pulled a chair. "Stanley, would you climb up here and fall on the dough again?" "Okay," said Stanley, "but does it have to be face first this time?" Pete grinned and shook his head. Stanley got up on the chair. He took a deep breath and fell backward. "Perfect," said Pete. "Arthur, pull away the extra dough." Pete and Arthur pulled and pulled. Then they helped Stanley stand up. On the table lay a gingerbread boy. It was 4 feet tall, about a foot wide, and a half an inch thick. Just like you, Arthur told Stanley, only good looking. The cookie looked even better when it was baked and decorated. Wow, said Stanley. This might sound weird, but I want to take a bite of my head. Not now, said Pete. We have 3 dozen kid-sized cookies to make. The next morning was the food fair. The lamb chops walked down Main Street. Look at that, said Mr. Lamb Chop. There was a huge crowd outside Pete's Sweets. They were waiting to buy kid-sized cookies. There were 2 cookies that weren't for sale. These are for you, said Pete. Thanks for saving the day. I always knew I had the sweetest boys in the world, said Mrs. Lamb Chop. The boys groaned and took a bite. And that was Flat Stanley and the Very Big Cookie. The next book I'm going to read is The Ninjabread Man. Once upon a time, in a small house in the forest, a lonely old man decided to make himself a friend. So he baked a giant gingerbread ninja, a Ninjabread Man. When the Ninjabread Man turned golden brown, he jumped up and ran out the door. Stop, yelled the old man, chasing after him. But the Ninjabread Man kept running, shouting, Kapow, Hiya, and Shazam. You can't catch me, I'm the Ninjabread Man. Along the path, a hungry pig was sniffing for acorns beneath the mud. He saw the delicious Ninjabread Man and shouted, Stop, I want to eat you. The Ninjabread Man twisted out of the way, singing, Kapow, Hiya, Shazam. You can't catch me, I'm the Ninjabread Man. At the edge of the forest, a herd of cows grazed in a field. One of them spotted the yummy Ninjabread Man and squeezed through the fence. Stop, I want to eat you, the cow cried. The Ninjabread Man rolled right over the cow's back. Kapow, Hiya, and Shazam. You can't catch me, I'm the Ninjabread Man. Farther down the hill, a flock of chicks pecked at the ground, looking for grain. One by one, they smelled the Ninjabread Man as he whirled and twirled toward them. Stop, we want to eat you. They rushed toward him with their hungry beaks open wide. But the Ninjabread Man backflipped over them. Kapow, Hiya, and Shazam. You can't catch me, I'm the Ninjabread Man, he chuckled. Then he reached a deep, wide river. He searched for a way to get across without getting soggy. A crafty fox was watching. I'll help you cross the river, he said. Just climb on my back. Stop, yelled the old man, who had finally caught up. I can teach you to jump this river in one single bound. The Ninjabread Man laughed. Ha ha, I don't need help from anyone. I'm the Ninjabread Man. He took a flying leap but missed the bank, landing on a drooping tree branch. To his surprise, the old man leaped across the water, grabbing the Ninjabread Man's arm and taking him safely to the other side. Wow, gasped the Ninjabread Man. Can you teach me those moves? The old man nodded. Soon the Ninjabread Man was the star of ninja school. He learned how to jump across rivers and avoid hungry foxes. And that's the Ninjabread Man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I was looking back and I've been doing this for a week. I hope you guys enjoy it. I look forward to it every day. I didn't know that Scholastic had so many good books. I knew they took care of things in the book fair, but they have some really interesting books. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to talking to you in the morning. You guys be smart.